Hi, my name is Lee Arathun, and I'm the author of Kevin Murphy's Eagle from the Dawn, which is an historical novel about Lewis and Clark and the Nez Perce in Montana and Idaho and Oregon. And I'd just like to read you a little bit, somewhere from the middle of the book. It's the part where the horse that Kevin falls in love with when he's staying on his uncle's ranch breaks away from him. I slept soundly that night. I awoke at dawn because Tipyalahnah was making a racket. I had hobbled him with ropes the way I often did so he could graze. When I realized he was trying to break free, I would have held him fast, but April and Peter argued with me. They both wanted me to let him go. "This is his destiny," Peter said, as my horse galloped away across the barren land. "How do you know that?" I asked him, my lower lip trembling. "Look at him, he's free. This is what he was waiting for," Peter answered. I stood there helplessly as Tipyalahnah charged up the hill toward a white mustang, the leader of a pack of 12 mares. My horse intended to take those mares for himself. He seemed to have no thought in his mind about losing. He acted as though he had always known that this is what would happen. As he approached the other stallion, he stopped, threw back his head, and neighed. His war cry rang out across the mountains. My heart stood still. I wanted Tipyalahnah to win. If he lost, he could be hurt, and I couldn't take that. I also knew that he wanted to lead that string of fillies. If he lost, Peter had said that I could have him back. We would ride out and get him, but I knew how unhappy Tipyalahnah would be. Young and spirited, brave and beautiful, being beaten would change him. He'd never be the same in defeat. I knew I had lost him, whatever I did. I kept telling myself that Tipyalahnah, like everything else in my life, was just on loan. I had been a good steward, and yet part of me kept screaming that by loving him, I had earned his obligation to love me back. Consciously, I knew I had to give him up, and yet I was filled with an indescribable sorrow. The stallions charged, their teeth bared, slashing each other ferociously. I would never have thought Tipyalahnah capable of such savage courage. They reared high into the air, thrashing. I knew that if just one of their flailing hooves had hit my head, I'd have been dead. But the horses kept battering each other. I saw blood on the white stallion. I guessed Tipyalahnah's dark coat also hid wounds I couldn't see from where I stood. Gradually the white male weakened and pulled back. Tipyalahnah charged him and knocked him to the ground with his hooves. The white horse scrambled to his feet and limped away from the battle. Tipyalahnah reared up and neighed in victory, for he had won the mares. He nipped at them, gathering them up and leading them toward us for a kind of parade. I think he wanted us to share in his triumph. I whistled to him and called his name, but he turned, and with his mares he galloped away over the crest of the hill. Peter threw back his head and laughed. Now I know what it must feel like to be a father. I guess I knew too, but I just wasn't ready to let go of the most beautiful friendship I had ever known.